You're done. All proof Meg Bllied staff in Aussie tour exposed in Lady C and Samantha Cohen's podcast. Lady C and Samantha Cohen are working on a project in partnership with Spotify to produce a series of podcast episodes to clarify the story that Meghan Bllied staff on the Australian tour. The podcast is currently unnamed, but I think there will be a lot of good names suggestions in the comments. In a book out by Lady Campbell, it is alleged that Markle threw a cup of hot tea at someone after a payment of £250,000. It was hushed up, apparently. If it is true, I for one would want to know who paid the money and why she was not charged for assault. If it is not true, then Markle can sue Lady Campbell for libel. Until now, still no litigation out of California. Meanwhile, Samantha Cohen is said to want to leave the trip immediately because of Meghan's embarrassing actions. Moreover, Meghan has denied all efforts of Samantha Cohen. Cohen quit the job she had been with for decades just to train a duchess-to-be, only for them to go on TV and say that they never received anything. I feel terrible for Samantha Cohen. Therefore, there is no reason why Samantha Cohen could refuse to join forces with Lady C to tell the stories behind the door. There are lots of news reports that she was rude to the staff, refused to wear a gifted Akuba hat, and making exceptionally precious demands, re her food and drink, and made it widely known that the Governor General and his wife should have vacated Admiralty House, the Sydney residence of the Governor General, for the length of her stay. The Queen has always stayed in Admiralty House, as have all heads of state, heads of government, and royalty when visiting Sydney as guests of the Governor-General who hosts them. The royal family has launched an investigation into allegations that Meghan bullied staff following reports the Duchess left behind a lot of broken people. The 41-year-old has strenuously denied the allegations, which have emerged in the run-up to her tell-all Oprah interview, saying the palace is using the media to peddle a wholly false narrative. The growing stream of claims from anonymous royal sources paints a picture of a rising tension and clashes between the former actor and staff during her 16-day October 2018 tour of Australia, New Zealand, Tonga, and Fiji, with Prince Harry just months after their wedding. The Australian tour is one of the most important in the royal world, but there have been long allegations of rows with the staff, a source reported. If these assistants come forward, it will form the center of the palace's bullying probe. It was a critical time. The claims included Meghan becoming upset and being given only a wing of Admiralty House, the Australian Governor-General's official Sydney residence, rather than the whole property. On another occasion, she reportedly lost her temper with an assistant and a hot drink was knocked over. When Meghan discovered that hundreds of people were waiting outside the Sydney Opera House to welcome the newlyweds, the Duchess reportedly said to the team, "What are they all doing here? It's silly." The source told that Meghan was informed they're here because they admire and support a monarch and an institution that you're representing, adding she didn't get it. Samantha Cohen, an Australian who was assistant private security to the Queen and stayed on as Harry and Meghan's private security, left the post in 2019. On the same trip during a Fiji market tour, Meghan was seen by several reporters raging at an aide. English added, "I later saw that the same female, highly distressed member of the staff sitting in an official car with tears running down her face. Our eyes met and she lowered hers, humiliation etched on her features." The former Suits actress, who, along with her husband, abandoned royal duties for life in Los Angeles back in 2020, created the series, though, the couple's Archwell production company, and had described it as a family series that centers on the adventures of a 12-year-old girl who finds inspiration in a variety of influential women throughout history.